This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, preseason football is winding down and we have the exciting matchups. We'll head down south for Tracy and Downey. Houston battles Escalon and Rodriguez takes on West Park.
Volleyball action includes Lathrop and East Union. In water polo, we have McClatchy and Christian brothers, boys and girls. And you'll meet the Modesto Christian football player, trading in his basketball shoes for a pair of football cleats. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I am Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. We start tonight in El Dorado Hills, where the Oak Ridge Trojans enter the week undefeated at 3-0. The Trojan defense has not given up a single point so far, outscoring their opponents 181-0.
Senior Jake Hall has scored 5 times this season as the Trojans play host to Pleasant Valley out of Chico. The Vikings also with a dominant preseason. PV is 3-0, but facing its toughest opponent yet Thursday night. It's Oak Ridge battling Pleasant Valley.
Nick Pecoraro with some Thursday night football. That's Alex the Flag Guy leading the Oak Ridge Trojans out to battle against the Pleasant Valley Vikings from Chico. Here we go. On the Trojans' first possession, QB Maddox Varela looking downfield and finds Gavin Malloy. The junior tight end hauls in his first touchdown catch of the year, 7-0 Oak Ridge. The Trojan D pitched 3 straight shutouts entering this game as Connor Dasman just blows up this Viking run. But Pleasant Valley makes it 7-3 with a 32-yard field goal from Lane Garner. That's significant because it's the first points allowed by the Trojans all season. But like Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, Oak Ridge took that personal. On the ensuing drive, Caden Koshik leaves a pair of Viking defenders toe-shook. Caden takes it all the way to the house from 41 yards, and it's 14-3 Trojans. Vikings trying to make something happen, but Jake Hall and Marcus Hoffman get into their kitchen and make a sack lunch. Trojans get the ball back. Varela, with a series of fakes, rolls right and dumps it off to Jake Hall, who picks up that yak. The yards after the catch brings it all the way down to the 5. He'd finish off the drive with a short score, 21-3 Trojans. And they're trying to get the ball back before the half. On 4th and 2, number 8, Colin James had the Vikings read perfectly. Oak Ridge takes over on downs with another chance to score before the half. Varela with a beautiful ball downfield hits Jaden Anderson in stride for his first touchdown catch of the year, 28-3 at the half. Now, we normally don't show too many field goals, but let's give Oak Ridge kicker Carson Nichols some love. This is a 45-yard boot, and the Trojans ice the game with this play. Varela hits John Hayward, who gets his toes down in the end zone. This little piggy is good for 6 points, and the O-zone was keeping it rocking all night, deservedly so, as the Trojans move to 4-0, outscoring their opponents by a combined total of 222-10.
You know, they got on us first time, like, people actually scored on us this year, which is kind of a big deal to us. We kind of take it personally, but it was just, I like how we battled back. It was a tight game in the first quarter. Looked like they were going to drive a score, home to a field goal. Just proud of the team. You know, we're not going to shut everyone out this year. Obviously, we're playing we have a really tough league. Folsom, Granite Bay's of the world, they're going to be tough, so we got to battle through adversity, and I think we really did tonight.
It was a marathon match in Antelope on Thursday night. The Titans hosting Roseville for the start of league play. 7-0 Antelope early. Brandon Graydon hits a crossing. Christopher O'Neill throws down one defender, grabs a good number of yards after the catch. The Tigers finish the drive in the end zone. We are tied at 7. Next Titan drive, the Tigers' Carson Ericart gets led out of his cage and goes straight for his prey. The senior with the sack leading to a touchdown on the next Roseville possession. The option, Graydon decides to keep it. That was a very good idea. Brandon busts into the end zone. The PAT after gives Roseville the 7-point lead. But back come the Titans. Josiah Bateman fakes the handoff before dumping it off to Trayvon Watson. Trey picking up nearly 40 yards after the catch. Do yo thing, Trey. That leads to a short Curon Borders punch in. It's a shootout in Antelope. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Graydon showing off his arm now. The senior connects with a wide open Aaron Solis. Aaron hauls it in to give Roseville back the lead. But just 2 minutes later, Bateman connects with his own number 4. Carmelo Bird spins his way into the end zone, and just like that, it's now 21-all. 15 seconds left in the first half. Roseville down to its last play. Graydon had almost 1,000 yards as a running back last year. Keep that in mind as Brandon decides to take it himself. He's met at the goal line, but falls in for the score. Roseville takes the 28-21 lead into the second half. Yes, we have a whole other half to go. 28-27 here in the third. Bateman to Watson, and with the 2-point conversion, we are tied once again. 35 all. Fourth quarter, the Titans defense gets the stop, so here's the offense. Bateman making his way down the near sideline. Somehow he stays in bounds while breaking a tackle. Nearly a 45-yard pickup for the quarterback, and a few plays later, Bateman pitches it to Borders, and watch Curran do his thing. The Sac State commit is so fun to watch. Somehow he goes untouched into the end zone. 42-35 Titans. Next Tiger possession, stick with what's working, and that is Brandon Graydon. He goes nearly untouched to Paynard as well to tie it up at 42. 5 rushing touchdowns in this one for Brandon. 2 minutes to go in the game. Bateman heaves it deep. Brady Ronaldo and Cassidy Cole going one-on-one. Cole makes the unbelievable catch in the end zone, but a missed point after makes it a 6-point game, so the Tigers with a chance to win it on the final drive. But facing 4th down and long here, Graydon rolling to his right, passing to Liam Crow. Great catch there for the huge first down. The Tigers going for it all here. The step back, the launch, but Carmelo Bird with a huge play defending the end zone. 4th down, 2 seconds left on the clock. It's the final play of the game. Pressure from Borders and Jaden Goodwin. Goodwin with the sack, his 3rd of the game, and the Titans win the thriller 48-42 to go to 1-0 in Cap Valley League play. Curran, how does this win feel?
This is a really great win. It feels good. You know, we took a little bit to get it together. We lost a couple games in the early season, but we came back, so this one feels great.
McClatchy took on Christian Brothers at Sacramento City College. I'm Mark Willis. McClatchy wasted no time getting after it. Goalie Matthew Stevenson with the long toss down to Sam Jacobson, who scores it for the Lions. Then it's Logan Williams to Garland Long to Lincoln Sabatini, and he puts it home. A quick 3-0 lead for the Lions. 5 minutes into the game now, CKM extends the lead here, 6-0, as Williams scores on the pass by Connor Norwalk. We jump ahead to the second. Long game so far, but CB is not backing down. Yanni Jones scores it with the man advantage as the Falcons trail 10-5. Nice passing here as Ward Collington crosses the ball right in front of the goal to Long, who goes top corner shelf with the shot. Now you can see the ball movement here as Long to Braden Mann over to Collington, who has to work a bit to get the shot off, and he does so by drilling it home. Second half action now. Mann to Sabatini, the 2-meter man working hard and scoring it for the Lions. Interesting play here for Christian Brothers as the Falcons shot is blocked but not covered up, and the heads-up play by Jack Vicari to tap it in. He had 5 goals in the game. But this would be McClatchy's night as Miles Murray finds a wide-open Collington on the break, and he scores it past the keeper as the Lions win big over the Falcons.
Lathrop hopping over to the other side of I-5 to take on East Union in Manteca Monday night. The Spartans with the early 2-1 lead in the first. Bella Israel hits the deck. Then it goes to Marcela Carranzo to Valerie Ochoa. EU ties it up at 2. Watch this serve from Azul Maldonado. Some crazy ball movement there, and it cannot be handled. Lathrop with the drop on the Lancers here. Elizabeth Andrade digs it out. Alejandra Vasquez feeds Liliana Navarro, who drops the hammer. But the Lancers would come back to win the set. Set point up by 3. Caitlin Trevino with the denial, and East Union takes set 1. Second set, Janessa Ward handles the serve, and the Spartans setter Camila De La Garza sets up Alaba Olele, and Alaba drops it where they ain't, but those pesky Lancers keep coming right back. The Spartan shot is blocked with one hand by Mariela Navarro. The junior was about to have herself a match. Mary Tiana Luana to Carranza to Navarro. East Union up by 3. The Spartans tie it up at 12 when Ward, De La Garza, and Olele connect for the point. Alaba with a team-high 8 kills. But East Union would go on to win set 2. Isabel Ugolino to Israel to Luwani. A nice kill here by the lefty sophomore, and in the third set, watch this dig by Mary Tiana. Great play here by the entire back row as Carranza then sets it to Jatsiri Garcia. No man's land. Lathrop trying to push a 4th set. Soraya Maguillo goes one-on-one with an attacker and comes out the victor, but in the end, it's the Lancers with the victory. Match point here, Navarro finishes off the night with her 8th Kill of the match, adding on a whopping 7 blocks. East Union improves to 8-4 as the Lancers now jump into Valley Oak League play. Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first Player of the Week is Brandon Graydon from Roseville. The Tigers walked away with a thrilling 3-point win over Lincoln last week. The senior quarterback completed 12 passes for 150 yards, also rushing for another 150 yards. Brandon tallied up a total of 5 touchdowns.
Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Audrey Arnado from St. Mary's. The Rams beat Central Catholic in 3 straight sets last week. Audrey threw down 13 kills while also doing work in the back row, gathering 11 digs. Audrey Arnado and Brandon Graydon, this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD shows us how to save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
I'm Connor Barth from Woodcook High School. Here's this week's Clean Power City Tip. Make a compost pile or a worm bin to reduce the impact of wasted food. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, our first SunPower electric game, Houston and Escalon open up Trans-Valley League play.
Then it's Rodriguez and Vacaville on the hardwood when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle Hyundai Nexo, we've got you covered. Claim yours today.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF Niners, we just win. SF Niners, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
Our first SunPower electric game tonight is the Trans-Valley League opener with Houston and Escalon. The 3-1 Escalon Cougars are the reigning Trans-Valley League champs and looking just as strong this season.
Escalon set to face Houston in the league opener. The Huskies also come into the game with a 3-1 record. Our Nick Pecoraro talks us through Friday's matchup in Escalon. It's the Cougars and Huskies in the SunPower electric game.
Electric game.
Nick Pecoraro here. We've got a Trans-Valley League opener tonight. You know, the TVL's been around since 1959, but these two teams, Houston and Escalon, they've been going at it since 1932. Both teams enter Friday at 3-1. The Huskies looking for their first win against Escalon since 2015. Houston looks to its playmakers, quarterback Robert McDaniel and running back Alex Villarreal. Escalon, meanwhile, is the reigning D5 section champion, led by senior running back Riker Peters, who entered this week leading the state with 16 rushing touchdowns. He's already closing in on 1,000 rushing yards after just 4 games. This will be the 90th meeting all time between these two, Houston and Escalon. This rivalry is older than some of your grandparents, and it's our SunPower electric game. Saddle up, partner. It's homecoming week for Escalon, and we've got a rodeo of a game for you here. Opening drive, Cougar QB Donovan Roseville drops back, but Houston's David Delgado comes down with the pick, and the Huskies take over. First play of their drive, McDaniel's looking downfield. He finds Larkin Meyer, who takes it all the way down to the 1. Villarreal would punch it in from there to make it 6-0 Huskies, but Escalon answers back. This time it's a handoff to Logan Anderson on the sweep. He takes it 34 yards to the promised land. Riker Peters' 2-point conversion makes it 8-6 Cougs. Second quarter, Houston marching. 4th and 2 from the 2, but the Cougars defense says, "You shall not pass!" A goal line stand for Escalon, but the Huskies get the ball back. Check out this TD grab by Abraham Montez. He puts his body on the line for the go-ahead score. You might see that later in our plays of the week. 17-8 Houston at the half. Third quarter, McDaniel hooks up again with Larkin Meyer. This time they've got reservations for 6, and it's 23-8. Huskies are sniffing an upset. But Escalon is not giving up, though. The Cougars come up with a pair of late fumble recoveries. Jameen Miller picks up this one, and it leads to this. Roseville directing traffic and finding Owen Nash in the end zone from 14 yards out. The Cougars can't get the two-point conversion to go, so it's still 23-14 with 10 minutes to play. But here's what sealed the deal for Houston. A 4-yard burst from Liam Bridgeford. That clinches the Huskies' first win over Escalon since 2015.
It was for all the seniors because we never beat this team, and it's really emotional. We're gonna keep it going, and we're gonna take it one game at a time. It ain't over. We're here to stay. Houston's not going anywhere.
Reporting from Escalon, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Vacaville Tuesday evening as first place in the Monticello Empire League is up for grabs between the hosts and Rodriguez. Tied at 5 in the first when Kalia Carson handles the serve. Arden Billingsley sets it for Stephanie Lott, and she gets just enough juice on this for the kill. Mustangs up 1, but the Bulldogs start to pull away later in the set. It's Ebony Lewis corralling the serve. Chelsea Tomeo moves it along to Alexa Simmons, and she slams this home. Vacaville up 18-13. It's now 23-15. Serena Ayala comes up with the dynamic dig. Kira Gossett plays it to Lewis, and that's another winner. Bulldogs take the first set 25-15. We'll pick it up in the second with Vacaville up 8-6. We've had a lot of power in this game. How about a little finesse? There's Billingsley with the dig and Casey Jamias Cardenas with the sneak attack kill. Mustangs down just a point. But once again, the Bulldogs close the set strong. Naomi Quitoriano bumps it to Mia Todd, and then Mackenzie Godin gets all of this one for the kill. 11-10 Vacaville. Set point at 24-20. Ariana Walt on the dig. Godin with the flyby set for Simmons, and she secures the set for Vacaville 25-20 in the third. Mustangs on the high side, 8-7. Michaela Stewart there for the serve. Billingsley to Olivia Apelado, who places this perfectly, and Rodriguez is up by 2. But the Bulldogs come back and lead 24-19. Gossett with another dig, then it's Todd to Godin, and that's the match. Bulldogs win it 3-0. That puts them atop the league at 4-0.
Coming up, Liberty Ranch takes on Tokay.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 Girls Volleyball Poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thanking Heroes, like People of Christ Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Grab the Keys Let's Go sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
We continue tonight with a matchup between two undefeated teams. The Liberty Ranch Hawks have dominated in their preseason. Running back Arthur Drager was our player of the week last week. And we can't forget about quarterback Kaimani Fanika. The junior has over 450 passing yards on the year, not to mention 2 interceptions on defense.
Tokay is also undefeated at 3-0. Timmy Karagunis has 6 passing touchdowns in those 3 games. The Tigers had their game canceled last week because of the mosquito fire, so Tokay should be well rested and ready to play Liberty Ranch at home on Friday.
Garrison reporting here where the Tokay Tigers host the Liberty Ranch Hawks. Both teams coming into the night undefeated. Let's get things started with junior quarterback Kamani Fanika, who quarterback sneaks it in and gets the ball past the goal line for the score. 6-0 Hawks lead. Next, the Liberty Ranch defense starts to apply pressure. Just look at the sack by Arthur Drager, who just comes in flying in like a hawk to end that play. More Liberty Ranch. This time, Fanika tosses it back to Drager, who jumps over a defender to land in the end zone. 12-0 Hawks lead with 9 minutes left of the second quarter. Then the Hawks keep showing off. This time with 6'7" senior defense end. Cody Smith literally turning on the Jets to get this monster sack himself and is pumped up after the play. Now the Hawks again on defense, but this time senior corner Nicholas Carmelo picking off the pass and ending that drive for the Tigers. 12-0 at the half. Hawks lead. But the Tigers keep on fighting back. Zach Filippini connects with Jason Evans, who makes a spectacular grab to pull it in for a crucial gain. That play sets up this play with Filippani, handing it to Barrett Crosby, who fights through a few tackles to pay dirt and gets Tokay on the board. 12-6 Hawks lead going into the fourth quarter. However, the Hawks answer back with Fanika handing off to Drager, who finds a hole and bursts through it to add another touchdown, making it 19-6 Hawks lead. Then Liberty Ranch not letting off the gas just yet, with Fanika again handing it off to Drager, who goes up the sideline, and with the help of a few great blocks from his teammates, he takes it to the house to score his third touchdown of the game. 26-6, Hawks lead with 6 minutes left in the game. The Hawks putting on the finishing touches with guess who? Yes, you guessed it, it's Drager again, but this time he's making a play on the defensive end with a pick six. This Hawk is all over the place, scoring 4 touchdowns in this one. The Liberty Ranch Hawks win it 33-6 and improve to 5-0 on the year. Drager rushed for 176 yards and 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, and Fanika had 122 yards and 1 rushing touchdown.
Every week, we bring you stories of inspirational athletes overcoming the odds.
Playing college football is a lifelong dream for many high school athletes, but as Brian Mueller tells us, for a Modesto Christian Jr. who just learned the game a year ago, it will soon be a reality.
On a football field in Modesto, California, Manasseh Aititi looks very much at home. But in a literal sense, nothing could be further from the truth.
Everything going on here is different from where I came from.
Manasseh is from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where sports came second for a young Mana.
Honestly, my dad never let me do sports because we don't really have time for.
But Mana did get to play in the summer, where his love of a different sport started.
That's why I started playing basketball a little bit with my friend. That's it.
Which brings us to why a teenager from Africa is going to high school 9,000 miles away. The plan was to come to America, get an education, and a basketball scholarship. At least that was his father's plan.
Honestly, my mom didn't let me come here first because she didn't know people were going to take care of me, the school stuff. But my dad always told me you have to do things for your benefit and best for your life, you know.
Mana is living with the Phillips family. Deneen's son Jamari stars for the Crusaders basketball team. The court instantly connected Mana with the family, but communication was a different story.
When I came here, I didn't know English.
You didn't know any?
No. That was crazy. I wasn't talking to people. I was quiet every time.
A lot of explaining, It was pretty funny. Some things we just laughed about, things that we just take for granted, it's just all new to him. So it was an adventure every day.
Mana's vocabulary grew and his basketball skills expanded. But as the 6'5" forward impressed on the court, football coach Jerry Grimshaw was thinking beyond the basket.
He's running the floor, he's dunking, he's taking charges, and everybody's like, what a basketball player. I said, that's a football player.
I didn't want to play football because I didn't know about football. I knew football here, but I never played, never watched.
But just like learning to speak English, Mana picked up the game piece by piece, sometimes literally.
He didn't know anything about football. I'm not sure he would have spelled football because he thought it was soccer. We had to teach him starting from what a stance is, you know what I mean? How to put on helmet and shoulder pads. We all the way down to that level. And so, the beautiful part, he's a very smart young man. We really have to teach him one time. We tell him one time and he gets it.
Mana dipped his toe in the trenches for 2 games last season, but put his heart and soul into football this summer After going through the camp circuit, Mana came out of it with 5 Division I offers, including ones from USC, Cal, and UCLA.
When I tell people that that's my first year, I never played, like even the coach was, no, you lying.
To have USC, UCLA offer him, I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's great, but it's mind-boggling just how much potential there is. What coaches see is what I saw, the raw athleticism, the explosiveness.
Between Mana and Jamari, the Phillips mailbox is rarely empty.
So I have to check that mailbox every day. They talk about schools, what schools they like, campuses, just like the general overview of certain schools.
But 2 people who Mana will not be talking about his recruitment with are his parents.
My dad and mom, they don't know I play football right now. They don't know. I didn't tell them.
Your parents don't know right now that you're playing football?
No, they don't know.
I hope they don't see this story.
No, I don't talk to them about it.
Mana says he doesn't want his parents to worry about him playing football, and he'll tell them about it once he goes to college.
They're going to be surprised by you going to be part of me because I make my job done.
But there is still work to be done. More offers on the way, and hopefully one day, an opportunity at the highest level.
I really do think he could NFL. He could possibly go NFL.
My first focus is like to make the league before because it's not impossible. I can make it. I feel like I can make it.
After moving half a world away, that might be the easy part. Reporting in Modesto, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Mana says his favorite football player is 49ers tackle Trent Williams, and he even got to meet Trent at training camp this year.
Trent's a pretty good role model.
Yes.
Yeah, great player. And Mana, super nice young man.
So fantastic.
Yeah. All right. This season, Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who give it all on the field and give back to their schools.
In this week's Service Champions Student Spotlight, we meet Adam Jones from Nevada Union. Adam runs cross country for the Miners. When he isn't running, Adam serves as the president of the Future Farmers of America organization at Nevada Union. Adam is also the secretary of the California Scholarship Federation. Great job, Adam, in this week's Service Champion Student Spotlight.
Coming up, the U.S. Army Game of the Week, undefeated West Park takes on Rodriguez.
Then we have Oak Ridge and Wood Creek in girls water polo. But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Manatee.
Young Tommy was born a champion and always up for a challenge. He pursued the patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills he still uses today at Service Champions. We're now offering $88 AC tune-ups with a free water heater safety inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Your comfort is a puzzle that Service Champions will solve. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with the U.S. Army Game of the Week. West Park is having its best start in school history. Yes, it's only the Panthers' second year playing varsity sports in the Sac Joaquin, but West Park did win its league last year.
Yeah, West Park taking on Rodriguez from the Monticello Empire League. The Mustangs returning star cornerback Leroy Bryant, one of my very favorite players, who committed to play at the University of Washington this past June. He's really good. West Park is 3-0, Rodriguez 3-1. The two teams playing in our U.S. Army Game of the Week.
Late start out in West Roseville, but no one seemed to mind as the Mustangs took on the Panthers on Thursday Night Football, and it's the U.S. Army game, so let's get on with it. Opening drive, West Park scores first. They give it to Weston Wade, and the senior running back is shifty and quick. Only one hand was placed on him by the defense as he goes 44 yards for the score. WP goes for 2, and they get it 8-0. In the second quarter, Rodriguez on the attack. Dylan Burke finds Jeremiah Hill at the goal line. He makes the catch, but does he hang on to it long enough? Refs talk it over, and yes, he does. It's a touchdown. 8-6, Panthers still in the lead. West Park to the air. DeVale Barksdale finds Julian Nulala for a 20-yard hookup, and Julian drags the defender down the field. That sets up this 33-yard field goal by Cade Vickers, and the West Park Panthers lead it 11-6 at the half. Third quarter now. Here comes Rodriguez. Burke rolls out and lofts the ball down to Leroy Bryant, who makes a leaping catch for the big gain, 36 yards on the play. But West Park's defense toughens up as the Panthers get the stop here. Wesley Albarate comes flying in and gets the tackle for the loss on the play. West Park now with the ball. Big third down conversion here as Barksdale slings it to Ryan Sissons for a first down, and they keep the chains moving. From 11 yards out, Barksdale rolls out, decides to keep it himself, slices up the field and into the end zone for the score, and the Panthers now lead it 18-6. Fourth quarter now, and the Panthers are looking to put this sucker away. Hand off to Wade, and he follows his blockers deep into Mustang territory. Down he goes to the 1. One play later, DeVale Barksdale keeps it himself for his second score of the game, and that would do it as the Panthers from West Park stay undefeated with a 25-6 victory. Strawberry from V101 and KISS FM spoke with the guys after the game.
Man, it's a late night. It was a long game, but guess who came out on top? The Panthers of West Park, who are here with me. I want to talk to Braden right here. Offense always gets love, but the defense and special teams came up big tonight, right?
Yes, they did. We had a couple key fumble recoveries, one from number 62, Zachariah Vasquez, and number 42, Jonathan Martin, wherever you are. We had tons of key tackles. Jesse Whitfield, number 4, was flying all over the field. Great job. Defensive end Wesley Abrante, number 32, flying over the field. Judah Jackson, number 1, shutting down number 1. Leroy Bryant on the other team, and, we just had a great game.
Speaking of flying around the field, let's talk to Weston right here. A lot of factors tonight that could have thrown this team's rhythm off, right?
Yeah, it's a Thursday night. We had a triple header, not our usual Friday, but we were able to stay locked in all week and get the job done.
Late night, but that victory makes it all that much better, okay? Zachariah right here. You're a senior. Matter of fact, this school is brand new. It opened 3 years ago. So you were a member of the first graduating class. What's the legacy this team and these seniors want to leave?
We're just a family here. All of us, we all go out to eat together. We all stay together. We all spend the night together. We're just a family over here, and I hope that for the generations to come, we stay a family.
Great win, team. My name is Strawberry. You can catch me on the radio on V101.1 and the brand new KISS 107.9. It's late, but Panthers, do we have any energy left for a victory cheer?
Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Roseville Monday afternoon, where Wood Creek and Oak Ridge are looking for their first victories of the year. We'll pick it up 1-1 in the first. Allison Boudreau goes hunting for the top shelf, and she gets it. 2-1 Timberwolves. After another Wood Creek score, Haley Hensley puts it in almost the same spot. That makes it 4-1. The Trojans trying to respond on their next possession, but Emily Jones isn't having it. 4-1 after 1. We went nearly 4 minutes with 0 scoring in the second until Elena Tadejewski breaks through. The Oak Ridge captain makes it 4-2. T-Wolves answer Hensley with a little lob shot this time for another score, and it's back to a 3-goal game. There were a flurry of goals in the final 2 minutes. It's 6-3 Wood Creek when Hensley gets it to Angelina Nadora, and she cranks it in. The T-Wolves are up 4, but Oak Ridge would have the last splash in the half. Ryan Wallace fires a skipper off the water for the score, and it's 7-4 at halftime. The Trojans hoping that momentum carries over into the second half, but Wood Creek comes out firing. There's Hensley again doing her thing. 8-4 Wood Creek. Trojans hanging in there. Drake Schaumf gets this pass off to Susan Chapui to bring it to a 3-goal game, but the T-Wolves will go on a run from there. How about another lob shot from Hensley? Why not? Part of a 6-goal game for her. But the shot of the game belongs to Christina Sampson, shooting this from Antelope for the score. Wood Creek goes on to win it 14-8 over Oak Ridge.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Joseph Downey with this week's tip.
A healthy and balanced diet provides many benefits, including increased muscle strength and endurance. But more recently, we are developing an understanding of the importance of sleep and its effect on an athlete. Recent sports medicine studies suggest that a lack of sleep can put the athlete at higher risk for musculoskeletal injury, as well as an increase in the intensity and length of post-concussion symptoms. With schoolwork, sports, friends, and family all requiring time out of the day for a student athlete, it is sleep that is often sacrificed. Having a consistent sleep schedule and even a 30-minute nap during the day will help your athletic performance.
Coming up, Tracy and Downey square off in our Mattress Firm Perfect Match.
Then McClatchy and Christian Brothers in girls water polo. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way.
We continue tonight with our Mattress Firm Perfect Match. This week it's the Downey Knights taking on Tracy. The Knights are 4-0 on the year. Quarterback Connor Stoddard has already tallied up over 1,200 yards passing in those 4 games. A majority of the work going to senior receiver Gabe Hernandez, who has nearly 400 of those yards and 3 touchdowns.
The Tracy Bulldogs like to run the ball. Junior Tommy Hayes has played in just 2 games this season, but already has over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's the Bulldogs and Knights in this week's Mattress Firm Perfect Match. 2 4-0 teams meeting in Modesto Friday night. The Downey Knights hosting the Tracy Bulldogs. We are scoreless through the first quarter. Heading into the second, Andres Gamboa with the sack. Downey settles for a field goal. 3-0 on the next Tracy drive. Cameron Ross heaves it deep to Curtis Maynor. Cam finds Curtis in stride right over the shoulder, and Maynor is off. That's the first touchdown of the game. 7-3 Tracy at the half. 10-minute mark in the third. Downey looking to take the lead. The ball is thrown deep upfield, but there's a Bulldog on the receiving end of that pass. Gamboa doing work on defense. Here come the Bulldogs. Ross with a short pass to Isaac Salinas. He catches it over his head and makes a run for it. A big pickup there to put Tracy in the red zone, and looking for the same thing here, but in the end zone. Nah, says Jeremiah Stein. Stein picks it off at the 1-yard line. It is still a 7-3 game in the fourth quarter. Downey with possession. Connor Stoddard launches it, and there to haul it in is Camden Rush. The Knights take the 10-7 lead with 10 minutes to go. 5 minutes later, TD goes up by 2 scores. Kimani Ragland powers his way into the end zone to make it 17-7 Knights. Next Tracy drive, starting out on their own 2-yard line. Ethan Rowland with a big hit. It forces a fumble, and Caden Edmiston recovers it. It's Kimani Mane scoring on the next play. The Knights with 3 unanswered TDs in the final quarter. The Downey defense looking just as strong as it was from the start. Watch this incredible interception by Rowland. Looks like an incomplete pass, but Ethan grabs it before it hits the ground. Tracy would get back into the end zone before time expires as Cameron Ross takes it himself, cuts to his right, and uses his blockers to find his way in for the score. But the Knights' offensive surge in the fourth quarter secures the win. 24-13, the final in Modesto. Ethan Rowland talks about this perfect preseason and what this season means to him.
I feel like it gives us that jump we didn't have last year. I mean, we were 4-1 last year. We had everything going good, you know. This gives us a really good track. We're ready for Turlock, you know.
You're getting a little emotional there at the fourth. Why is that?
January, my uncle passed away. He was a firefighter. I got a tattoo for him, and this game, every game's for him. And my number, I changed it this year. He was 31 his senior year, and this is my way of honoring him and playing with him. You know, I wish he was here to see it.
Everybody loves TV personality and local morning show anchor Walt Gray checking out McClatchy and Christian Brothers. We pick it up the first. Game tied at 1 until Linnea Fulton passes to Elena Yulton, who hits the back of the net with the left hand. McClatchy would answer and take the lead here on Caitlin Stanford's long pass to Lilia Stonework, who rises up and buries it home. Second half action now, and Fulton gets so close to the net. That should not be allowed, but it is. Game tied at 4. Here's CB's Ruth Polko, gets the penalty shot, and she puts it home, and the Falcons are starting to pull away. make it 7-5. The brothers with the lead as Riley DeSantis passes over to Ava DeLucci, whose shot goes off the goalie and in. McClatchy down 2 but not out of it. Stanford over to Kelly Gray. She fights off a couple girls and gets the shot off and in. Lions down 1. Gray now on the attack, and the defense knows that she's one of the nation's best goal scorers last year. They fly at her. She drops it off to Stonework, who ties the game up at 7. Late in the game now, Keith Pelly puts Ella Hansen from McClatchy in line for a Pelly shot, and she goes low, bounces it in, and that would do it. The Lions come from behind and defeat the Falcons 8-7.
U.S. Army brings us the top recruit each week, shining a light on players getting lots of attention by top colleges.
This week's U.S. Army top recruit is Simi Pale from Elk Grove High School. Simi is a star offensive lineman for the Thundering Herd, receiving 16 offers to play Division I football. Back in July, the senior committed to play at Stanford. Want to be a top recruit? Find your path at GoArmy.com.
Coming up, Del Oro plays Bay Area power Menlo Atherton in our second SunPower Electric game.
And later, it's Center and Colfax squaring off for the start of league play. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we're in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Junk Sleep has Mia traveling down the boulevard of boyfriends past.
What type of dog is that? He's also a doctor? Huh. What if Rebel Ted was the one?
Bad news, Mia. I was.
Good news? During Mattress Firm's Sleeping Spree event, save up to $500 plus get a free adjustable base with 2 free bedding items. Only at Mattress Firm.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thanking Heroes, like People of Christ Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Grab the Keys Let's Go sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
We head over to Loomis now for our second SunPower Electric game. Del Oro with a golden record so far this season. The Golden Eagles come into the week 4-0, but set to face one of the tougher Bay Area squads this week.
Menlo Atherton beat Elk Grove last week. The Bears are stacked with talent. Our Brian Mueller breaks down the matchup in the SunPower Electric game.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, it is homecoming night in Loomis and home base for our SunPower Electric game as Del Oro hosts Bay Area power Menlo Atherton. This is also a battle of the unbeatens. The Golden Eagles coming into this game 4-0, while the Bears have won both of their games. Starting with the visitors, they have one of the best players in the country in Jurion Dickey. The Oregon commit is ranked as the second best receiver in the country, and for a good reason. He's averaging 160 yards per game. As for Del Oro, they feature a tough ground game led by senior Kainoa Asia, who is well on his way to a 1,000-yard season. Let's jump into our SunPower Electric game. The Bears up 6-0 in the first when the Golden Eagles respond through the air. Caden Pinnock rolls out, slings it to Tommy Poe in the end zone. PAT is good, and it's 7-6 Del Oro. Later in the quarter, Menlo Atherton looking to go back on top, but it's Aaron Unfried coming up with a diving INT to get the ball back for his Eagles. And that would set up this. Pinnock buys some time, finds Asia in the middle of the field, and Asia says, see ya. Drags a tackler 10 yards into the end zone for a 76-yard TD catch. Del Oro up 14-6, and Asia gets a well-deserved breather after that one. Second quarter, Del Oro looking for more. Pinnock on the move again. Whizzes a rocket to Thomas Graham for another score. It's 21-6 Golden Eagles. The Bears trying to sneak in a score before the half, but the Golden Eagle D gets to the QB, hit as he throws, and Bo Sov is on the other end, and look at that, he has a club and he still catches it. A smoking first half for Del Oro as they still lead 21-6 to the third. Golden Eagles with the ball, and again, it's pin it to Poe, right down the seam. Poe's second score of the game. Del Oro now leads 28-6. But just when you think it was good night nurse, the Bears awake from hibernation. Sherrod Smith with some shifty moves. He has gone down the sideline for an 80-yard score. It's back to a two-possession game, 28-13. Later in the third, Menlo Atherton punting away, or at least they tried to. Nixon Atwell comes flying in for the block, and Sam Murray does the rest. A complete team effort for Del Oro as they go on to win it 42-13. The Golden Eagles are now 5-0.
Just grinding every week. I mean, we put in the work even in the morning and the afternoon, and I think we're ready for league.
Reporting in Loomis for the SunPower Electric Game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Maddox Varela from Oak Ridge Football. Maddox is the Trojans' senior quarterback and does very well in the classroom with a 4.0 GPA. Coming up, it's center taking on Colfax.
Then Jesuit and Sheldon meet on the gridiron when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports rolls along.
The mosquito fire has impacted many lives in and surrounding the Forest Hill area. The smoke also affecting many nearby schools. Colfax had their game canceled last week because of the smoke.
The air began to clear up at the end of the week, just enough time for the Falcons to get in their homecoming game. It's also the start of Pioneer Valley League play as the 2-1 Falcons host the 3-0 Center Cougars Friday night.
Homecoming night out in Colfax, and the AQI numbers allowed this game to be played, and the student section was loving it. Center and Colfax, here we go. First quarter, Colfax gets the ball first. Nice key blocks by the Falcons, allowing Kenyon Tomlin to get sprung into the secondary. Tomlin gets inside the Cougars' 20-yard line. That will set up a 15-yard touchdown run by Malachi Thompson, and the Falcons lead it 6-0. Center answers right back as they give the ball to their big bruising back, number 27, Logan Campbell, who's looking like Earl Campbell. You might say, who? Google his name. Anyways, Logan gets pushed out at the 2. A few plays later, Logan Campbell scores the Cougars touchdown, and Center leads it 7-6. But the lead did not last for long as River Roach drops back and lost a deep ball downfield to Kenny Goal. The River runs through it, and Roach and Goal hook up for the score, 13-7 lead. Colfax lines up at the 1-yard line, and Dylan Stallions gets under center and takes it himself in up the middle for the score, 20-7 Colfax. But Center has that big back, and his name's Logan Campbell again. This time, the defense cannot wrap him up and take him down. It's an 80-yard run, and the man is not even gassed. 140 yards rush into the first half, and the Cougars trail by 6. Late in the second quarter, Roach drops a perfect ball into the hands of Austin Leiden, who catches it on the run. This was a thing of beauty as he stumbles and dives down to the 2-yard line. Stallion once again goes under center, and he makes sure to get the ball to Thompson, and he plows his way in, 27-14. Not much scoring in the second half until late fourth. Center down 2 scores so they go to the air. Bradley Kenny finds Jamani Anderson in the corner of the end zone, but that would not be enough. The onside kick is snuffed, and Colfax would win at home on their homecoming weekend.
All week, the fire, we didn't expect, or we didn't know where the game was going to be. Even every morning, it was a guess at where practice was going to be. Some mornings we had to go down and practice at other schools, but eventually we were able to keep it here and keep it in front of our home crowd, which is the best I've ever seen tonight, which was a huge impact on the game.
Nick Pecoraro with a Saturday afternoon Delta League opener. It's 3-1 Sheldon taking on 3-0 Jesuit. Here we go. The Marauder defense was looking strong all Saturday long. Here's Cooper Babb setting the tone for one of 6 Jesuit sacks on the day, but that would not deter the Huskies. Josiah Machado drops back, zips it out to Andre Brackett, who takes a hit in the air. Nice concentration to stay with it and come down with the catch. Same drive. Sheldon turns to their workhorse. Devin Green gets the handoff, and he's gone. Ain't nobody catching him. A 46-yard scoop puts Sheldon up 7-0 midway through the first. But Jesuit strikes right back on the first play of the second quarter. QB C.J. Lee keeps it for himself. Sometimes it's good to be selfish. Jesuit ties it up at 7. Next Marauder drive, Anthony Siebels just breaks right through the middle untouched from 42 yards into the end zone. Jesuit leads 14-7. Huskies now in Marauder territory, but Caden Collins gets into the backfield for the sack and shows off the guns. But on 4th and 2 from the 21, Sheldon goes back to its main guy, Devin Green, for the score. The 2-point conversion failed, so it's 14-13 Jesuit. Green would have to exit the game at the end of the first half with an ankle, but his teammate Scott Nixon says, "I'll take it from here, bro." Loses the ball momentarily, but still picks up a big gain, and then he finishes the drive with a 6-yard catch from Machado. This time the 2-pointer is good, and the Huskies take a 21-14 lead. But Jesuit ties it back at 21 on this score from Jagger Shaddix. That's a heavy metal name if I ever heard one. And then the Marauders go ahead for good on Anthony Siebel's second rushing score of the day. He went for 105 yards on the ground, and the Marauders roll to 4-0 with another Delta League crown on their mind.
Huge team win. I mean, we got some things we can fix here and there, but we got the dub in the end, so that's all that matters. We're here to win, we're here to roll, and we're back.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com. We will send you the entire game digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated on scores, news, and so much more. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter.
Coming up, we will choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 Football Poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
We are back to announce tonight's play of the week.
Our Madman Mark Willis will list off a few contenders and then announce the winner of the play of the week.
We start in El Dorado Hills. Caden Koshik for Oak Ridge making the defenders all miss on his way for a touchdown. Down to Escalon where Houston's Abraham Montez goes all out, full extension to haul in this TD pass deep in the heart of Houston. We're having a block party. We don't need nobody but Nixon Atwell doing his blocking and Sam Murray scooping up the trash, or in this case the ball, for the score. To Antelope for a fantastic catch by Cassidy Cole. The catch, the hit in midair. He hangs on to for the touchdown. Nice. But back to Loomis we go. He gets on ESPN his freshman year, and now he gets the play of the week his senior year. Kanoa Asia, the catch, the run, the man will not be denied. I see it, Kanoa, and that's why you get the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you for watching. I am Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Join us next week. We'll share the story of the Manteca High School football player succeeding on the field despite having just one arm. We'll see you then.